What's going on? Juby here. Now, this video is a bit different. I'm not going to talk about agencies specifically. I'm not going to talk about just making money. I'm going to talk about what I've learned over the past 3 years on achieving one's goals. Now, that goal might be getting a girlfriend. That goal might be uh, making some money, getting your bread up. That goal might be having a great family. That goal might be moving into your dream apartment, like sort of I have. That goal could be um, anything, really, anything. So what makes me entitled to make a video like this? Well, my life experience. Over the past 3 years, I've been going at it. I've been trying to achieve all my goals. I've achieved many of them. I have more goals. Of course, it's human nature. You always have more goals and desires. So I have more that I'm working towards. But looking back, fuck, I've been I've been killing it in terms of goals. I've been getting most of them. And the reason really is over the past 3 years, I think I was trying to do a calculation earlier. It must be 200, definitely over 200, 300, over 300 hours of studying and application of all the different philosophies and techniques that you see out there and that you hear out there when it comes to achieving your goals. And I'm not trying to make this video woo-woo. I'm not trying to make these sort of abstract. I'm trying to make this as concrete as possible. Okay, I'm trying to make this as realistic as possible and tell you exactly what I've applied to my life and what I've learned. So if this video is 20, 30, 40, 50, I don't know how long it's going to be, this is the result of over 300-400 hours of studying all of this stuff. So maybe the reason why I'm making this video is I've gotten information, I've put 3 years of my life into this, 300 hours into studying it, and now I'm making this video. So I do think that to some people, at least to someone who was where I was a couple years ago, this could be extremely, extremely beneficial. Now, um, what am I referring to when I talk about the different techniques and philosophies? Okay, I'm talking about the law of attraction. I'm talking about trend surfing, reality trend surfing. You heard of that? I'm talking about vibrations. I'm talking about I can't say quantum physics because let's be honest, I don't know shit about quantum physics. I am no scientist. I didn't, I finished high school, didn't continue, didn't go to college yet. So I say yet because you never know in life. Like, maybe one day I'm gonna be a fucking doctor. Who knows? The point is, these are the philosophies I'm talking about, including the grind mode, including monk mode, including locked in, including David Goggins effect. Okay, I'm including all those as philosophies and ways of philosophy is literally a way of living your life. All those philosophies that I've tested on myself over the past 3 years, that I've discussed with my closest friends, some of whom are doing very, very well financially and have extreme potential. When it comes to our age bracket, I just turned 21 last month. Uh, we are in that 1% that is pushing things to the next level. Well, the 1% of people in my age group that I talk with, that I spoke with, well, I spoke with them about this. So this is where I'm coming from. Okay. Now, the reason I'm making this video right now is because I just came to quite a few realizations, and because over the past 2 months since I moved here to Australia, I've been consuming a lot of books. As you can see there, I've been reading a lot, sometimes 6 hours a day. I just fell literally in love with learning again. And I hadn't read a book in like a year, besides Reddit Trend Surfing. I was only reading that book, and now I'm expanding. And I got exposed to also some good courses, which I will tell you here, and it's free. So it's not my course, it's someone else's course that I think you should go through, which is free. And I think I sent it to all of my friends. I think it will be very beneficial for you if you want to do that. Now, how can I start this? Well, over the past 3 years, 2.5 of those years, I've spent locked the fuck in. David Goggins mode. I'm talking 12-hour days, working on my computer, no social life, no girls, nothing. Nothing. Although I traveled to Thailand, I traveled to Vietnam, Netherlands, Spain, Italy, I didn't do shit. I only worked. And I have to say, a lot of times it was miserable. A lot of times it was miserable. I was find maybe some comfort in the religion. So maybe in Christianity at the time, I was, you sacrifice this life to live a better life in the next life, or I'm just the sinners and whatever, like, and you're like, this is just what I gotta do. I don't know. I was just trying to comfort myself with that for for at least a year. Then comfort myself with that. Then Reddit Transurfing came in. This was at the beginning of this year, 2025, and I liked it. It put me in a completely different mindset. And if you've never read that book, I definitely recommend it. It's pretty tough, meaning it took me 1 month to just read it once. And bro, I don't even know how. I've put at least 200 hours just into that. So I've been so conservative when I talk about 300 hours of work as studying. I've put at least 100 and something hours just into, bro, I'm telling you more. It sounds crazy to me, but now that I look, it's more than that, into just Reddit Transurfing. So what Reddit Transurfing explained in a sentence, okay? I cannot explain you a 600 pages book like this, but what it says is, rule number one of Transurfing: be yourself and give everyone else the opportunity to be themselves. Okay, so do not judge people, and just be yourself. Now, being yourself also means following your own goals. So the biggest point of that book for me was realizing what goals that I'm striving towards have been imposed by other people. Which ones of these goals have been imposed by my family, by society, by my friends? For example, all my friends want a Lamborghini. Oh, I need to have a supercar. I don't give no shit about no supercar. That's what I realized. Example. This is an example because I actually do want a Ferrari. But this is an example. Which ones of the goals that you have been imposed on you, upon you, by other people, by society, by what Reddit Transurfing calls pendulums? A pendulum could be Christianity. A pendulum could be any religion. A pendulum could be school, the educational system. A pendulum is literally an energy structure that creates once multiple people, a group of people, agrees on a specific thing or disagrees. So it's much deeper than that. You need to read the book to understand that fully. And I'm just grasping it myself. After hundreds of hours, I'm just grasping it myself, which is mind-blowing. So that's sort of what I got into. Reddit Transurfing, biggest takeaway from Reddit Transurfing was important. So when you detach yourself from the outcome, you say, okay, this is the goal that I want. This is the goal that I have. And I want to achieve this. And I don't know how I'm going to get there. But you know what? I'm just going to take my actions, these passionate daily actions, to get to that goal. And outer intention will get me there. I would just gotta go with the flow. When something bad happens, I gotta just stay happy. I gotta do the opposite of what the pendulums would want me to do. When something bad happens, what do you usually do? Let's say someone cuts you in traffic. Oh, fuck that guy. You know, he just cut me in traffic. When you are when you're transurfing, you do the opposite. So you say, oh, what a blessing. That guy cut me in traffic. Hopefully drive safely. Okay, so you kind of confuse. You break the rules. The pendulum's rules is do as I do. You do the opposite. You just do the opposite and cover everything. Kind of stay yourself, do the opposite of what others do, and go towards your goal that you decided. Okay, and I've been living like that for the past, I was in February that I got the book, so it's now what, 6 months? 6 months, 6 months. So 6 months of transurfing. Definitely I've transurfed into a better place. I'm currently in Burleigh Heads in Australia. Burleigh Heads, Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. And in a great apartment. And most of my goals have been already achieved this year. And so I've been transurfing. Transurfing is literally like shifting into a different reality. Okay, so imagine there's parallel realities. You are here. The reality that you want maybe is on a different reality. And so I'm transurfing. I'm shifting to the right reality. But that said, this is not a bit about transurfing. The point is that's sort of what I got into this year, and it's been since then a struggle, not a struggle, a challenge to combine the two philosophies that I've been living by for the past 2-3 years, which are, on one side, stay hard, fucking monk mode, grind your ass off, work, no results, but you're getting a little bit better. Work, no results, but you get a little bit better. Okay, that kind of mentality against just take it easy. Not take it easy, but still do your actions, but stay positive. Let the war do its thing. Go with the flow. Outer intention will get you there. Detach yourself from the outcome. Lower importance. Confuse dependent. Like, it's so different, right? So this is sort of what I've been into this year, and what I've been putting so many hours, and I've literally used my life as a test case for these sort of tests. So it's perfect for you. You don't even have to do that. I'm telling you what I've been doing. Okay, so everything changed about a month and a half ago when, through a friend of a friend of a friend, I came across this course. Okay, I'm gonna sip my green tea before telling you about this. So this course is a CD course, so it's like a MP3 course that I think it's free right now. So I didn't steal it or anything. It's free, and it's called "Your Wish Is Your Command" by a guy called Kevin Trudeau. Maybe you know him, maybe you don't. I didn't know the guy before the CDs, and what I can tell you is that it got me into a whole different level. Okay, it got me into a whole different. It changed the way I look at the world. It changed the way I look at work. It changed the way I look at my business. It changed the way I live. Now, I'm gonna try to sum it up a little bit, and I'm gonna take a little bits and pieces from it. But you should definitely look up the guy, Kevin Trudeau. I think he gives the course away through, if you sign up to his email list, if you go to his website. I got it through a friend of a friend, so I didn't get it like that. But this was basically a seminar that was held in Switzerland in the beginning of the 2000s. And people paid $50,000 each to go to that seminar. And these are the recordings of it. So sounds pretty interesting to me. And what this says, really, it introduces a little bit the 4 keys, the 4 fundamentals, which are, first of all, who do you listen to? Okay, so every time you want to adapt a philosophy, every time you want to adapt something into your life, take an information, okay, you get this information, what sort of system do you use to evaluate whether that information is worth listening and applying? Listening to and applying. Well, who do you listen to? You listen to someone who has what you want or has achieved what you want to achieve. That's who you listen to. So I realized, fuck, I don't want to be David Goggins. That's not the life I want to live. Trend twins do this. I don't want to be a fucking trend twin. I don't, I'm just making examples here. But it's like, who do you listen to? That was like, I've been listening to the wrong people. Andrew Tate. I don't want to be Andrew Tate. I don't want 5 wives. I want 1 wife. I don't want to have 50 supercars. I'm happy with a normal car or 1 supercar. And just, I don't want to flex around all day. So like, who do you listen to? I realized, in many things, I became more skeptical of who do I listen to. Reddit trend surfing. Now, should I listen to the guy who did Reddit trend surfing? That's a question that I'm still wondering, because I don't know much about the guy. I know he's a quantum physicist. But that caused me to think, okay, what do I want? What is success for me? Because that's what I will then use as a metric to know, okay, this guy is successful because he has what I want, so I will listen to him. Well, success to me right now is someone who is happy, someone who is blissfully happy. Now, there's a difference between bliss and happiness, which is why I named this video Blissfully Locked the Fuck In. Bliss comes from the inside. Bliss, when you're blissful, it comes from the inside. There's no external happiness. It's not like I'm happy because I have this green tea. No, I'm happy because I'm right here, right now, myself. I'm blissful from the inside. Bliss. Happiness, joy, comes from the outside, usually. So, big difference right there. So who do I listen to? I listen to someone who's blissfully happy. I listen to someone who's fulfilled. I listen to someone who is creatively fulfilled, because I want to be creatively fulfilled. When it comes to relationships, who do I listen to? I listen to someone who is married for at least 25 years. I listen to someone who has raised a family of at least 3 children. because that's how many children I want to have. Example. Okay. So first thing first of this course was, who do you listen to? Now, I want to say this, and I'm going to make it clear. I am no teacher. I ain't no mentor. I'm just telling you what I'm grasping. I'm telling you what I'm grasping. Not, this is what I'm saying is not the law. I'm still grasping it, and I will grasp it forever in my life. In fact, the second point is teachability index. And teachability index is how teachable are you, basically? How willing are you to take information, to learn new information? Do you think you got it, or do you think you're grasping it? Do you think there's so much more you need to learn, or do you think, oh, I know it all? That is your teachability index. How teachable are you? And then it goes into, what's your willingness to accept change or accept improvement? What's your willingness to change something? Okay, because if you don't change anything, you're not really teachable. You're just taking the information, but you're not applying it. So that is the teachability index. The third is training balance scale. So the training balance scale is completely opposite of the grind mode. The grind mode, which basically states action, 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 or the Alex Hormozi mode. I'm going to take so much fucking action that it would be illogical for me to fail. Right? I mean, it makes sense, but that's not what the training balance scale says. The training balance scale is based upon the law of attraction, vibrations, quantum physics. So what it says is that 99.9% of the outcome or of achieving your desire is based upon the desires, thought patterns, goals, and there's others to it. So thoughts, vibrations, energy, frequency, attitude. These are on the left side of the training balance scale and are responsible for 99.9% of the outcome. On the other side, 0.1% is the action, the actual work, planning your business plan, or sending outreach, or doing the sales calls. That is 0.1%. Now, that doesn't make sense, right? When we think in terms of, I don't know, what everybody has been saying, that was so like mind-blowing to me, because it's the opposite of what I've been doing for the past 2.5 years. So what the fuck have I been doing? I don't know. What I know, though, is that I've now started testing this training balance scale and all these concepts, and I've been putting the work into it, and I'm now understanding it better. And that's what I'm also want to talk to you about today. Now, the fourth point is the 4 steps to unconscious competence. Meaning, when you learn any information at first you're always unconsciously incompetent. So you don't even know that you don't know. You don't know what you don't know. Then, when you start learning the information, you are consciously incompetent. You just learn it for the first time. Then, you become consciously incompetent. No, consciously competent. Meaning, you now know the information, you're grasping it, but you still have to consciously, apply it. So, for example, this information that I'm still learning from the CDs and from all these books, anytime that I apply it, I need to think about it. I'm not in the last stage, which is unconscious competence. Meaning I don't even have to think about it, I just do it. So let's say you want to become competent in always being positive. When you are in unconscious competence, you don't even have to think about it. Your neural pathways are already always on the positive side. So that's what we're striving towards. And the 5th principle of this CD is master the basics. You need to master these 4 core things in everything that you do in life, and you will achieve anything you want. Now, obviously, there's more to it, but this is sort of the 4 parts to it. Now, let me think how I can go, how I can move from here. Now, the next thing that he talks about is the law of attraction. Now, the law of attraction sounds fucking spiritual, and it's just been so used by all these people who just make videos for views on it that it kind of lost its meaning, or at least that's what I thought before applying it, I guess, properly or looking more into it. Because I'll be honest, sometimes I listen to things that I was listening to 2 years ago, and I'm like, oh, this is it's a new video. No, it's a new me. I've changed the way I think. So it's not a new video. It's not a new book. I was reading the other day, Think and Grow Rich. One of the first books I've read 5 years ago. 5 years ago, I was 17. Actually, it's 4 years ago. I was 17. I was reading that book. New book. Completely new book. I didn't know anything about it anymore. And then now I read it, I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I not see this before? And it's like, simply I wasn't ready for it. Okay, I wasn't teachable. But either way, now I have more information and I'm able to take better decisions and apply it. And I've been applying it for now 3 years. So here's my new philosophy that I'm applying right now, and we'll see if it works or not. As I said, I'm still grasping this, I'm still applying this, I'm still testing this. And hey, feel free to just dislike this video and fuck off. I don't know what to tell you. The point is, this is what I'm trying to do now. And what I think will work and will get me to the next goal that I have, which is 100K a month with my agency. Now, that's not really the main goal. My main goal is stacking up 100K cash that I can use for myself, that I can just have there as a financial security. That is my main goal. But part of it will be through my company. So let's say 100K with my scaling my lead generation company to 100K a month. So this is the sort of new philosophy that I'm going to apply, which is being blissfully locked the fuck in. So what does that mean? What does that mean? That means, actually, not what does that mean. How did I get to that from what we talked about so far? Well, I realized by looking into more into this law of attraction, vibration, quantum physics. I'll tell you a few books that, again, do not come from me. They come from the course that I'd already told you to go look at. And for example, the book Ask and It Is Given. It talks about the emotional scale. Okay, so at the bottom we have, I think there's anger. I don't even remember them, but at the bottom there's anger, pessimism, and frustration, and worry, guilt. At the top you have joy, bliss, love, gratefulness. Okay, so that emotional scale. I learned that you become or you get what you think about most of the time, or at least I learned. This is what I heard, and now I'm applying it, and it's already working in some instances, not yet in everything. Which is why I cannot say this is the ultimate hack to life yet, because I haven't had those results yet. But this is what I got, and that's why I'm now applying it. Okay, so law of attraction says like attracts like. So in order for you to make, or in order for you to get that Lamborghini, you need to be and put out the frequency of a Lamborghini. There is such a thing. Your brain is a receiver and a transmitter of information, and of frequencies, sorry. And so your brain actually has the power to adapt to any frequency you want. Now, that means that if you are in a good vibration, you will attract good things. If you are in a bad vibration, and the way I talk about bad and good, how do I distinct that? Just look at the emotional scale. I will put a picture of it here. But when you're in bad vibration, you feel kind of bad. There's degrees to it, there's different degrees, but you feel bad. So when you feel bad, you will attract bad things. It doesn't fucking matter how much you work. If you feel bad, you will attract bad things. You will be unlucky regardless of how hard you work. This was mind-blowing to me. So when you feel good, even also considering the training balance scale, so 99.9% of things happen through your thoughts, desires, attitudes, vibrations, feelings. That is 99% of it. So if I feel good, 99% of the things will already be done for me, and I will attract good things. This is what the course talks about. This is what the book Ask and It Is Given talks about. This is what the magic of thinking big talks about. This is what the magic of believing talks about. This is what Think and Grow Rich talks about. They all talk about the same fucking thing. How did I not see it? This is what The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale talks about. They all talk about the same things. You become what you think about most of the time. The frequency you put out is what you get back in. Now, all of this sounds great, right? This was me a month ago. even 2 weeks ago, fuck. I was, okay, I'm gonna just feel good. I'm gonna feel good all the time, and good things will start happening to me. And indeed, good things started happening to me. I'm getting approached on the street very often. People are like, "Oh, I like to spend. Oh, you're looking good, bro, looking big." Or someone says, "Where did you get that?" Or like out of fucking nothing. This hasn't happened to me in the past 5 years. Ever in my life that someone stops me in public to tell me that I have something that I'm wearing, and I'm always wearing the same shit if you look at my videos, and looks good. Never happened to me. What changed? What changed is my attitude. What changes my vibrations? Because when I feel good, and especially in the book Ask and It Is Given, looks very strange from the cover, but trust me, it's a good book. It gives some techniques on how to increase your vibration. Example, practice gratitude. Always have a smile on your face. And more. But because I've been doing that, my vibration has been higher and I've been attracting better things into my life. Example, one night, me and my friend put out the frequent, we were like, oh, you know what, bro? I want a fucking girlfriend. Okay, I haven't spoke to girls for a long time. Not spoke to, well, I haven't spoke to girls for the past, I mean, in the years where I was locked in, I didn't really speak to girls at all, at all. Just my mom and my grandma and my sister. But that now we were like, you know, bro, like, fuck, we got the apartment, we got this, we're getting our money up, we're working hard, or not we're really working hard, because working hard is on the other side of the training balance scale. But we have a good group of friends, we like the environment here. Like, all we need is a fucking girlfriend. Right? Because our goal, at least my goal, is to have a family soon. Okay, I want to have children young, and I want to just enjoy my family. And so I was like, fuck it, let's attract a girlfriend into our life. How good is that? You know, feeling good. Let's put out the vibration. Let's put out the beam of energy that says, universe, give me a girlfriend. I've shit you not. 14 hours later, we go downstairs at the hotel, both me and my friend, and we see these two cute girls that started working there. I shit you not. And, you know, I didn't approach them immediately. We didn't approach them immediately. Then a couple weeks later, or I think a week later, I approached her, you know, got her number, now I'm going on a date. But the point is, I hadn't been able to attract or see a girl that I liked that looked like what I want. Because what I want is someone who's fairly young. I don't want a girl that's older than me, and I'm 21. So younger than me, doesn't look like a slut, doesn't go out too much, works to some degree, or does something with her life, gives me that good feminine energy. Well, that was fucking hard to see. I didn't see that anywhere. But 14 hours after, me and my friend decided to do that, we wanted that. Fuck, it was in my reality now. Coincidence? Okay, coincidence once, coincidence twice, and then it's not coincidence no more. Because if you look at the definition of coincidence, it's something that happens more than twice. So I'm just saying, I already have proof that this works. But here's why I'm making this video, and why I didn't just call it "Feel Good Now is the secret to making money," or "Feel Good Now is the secret of success." That's because by feeling good, I got into this whole thing where I didn't have a structure in my life anymore. Let me move back a little bit. I didn't have a structure in my life anymore. I started just doing whatever felt good. Oh, taking a cold shower? Nah, doesn't feel good. Oh, waking up earlier? Nah, doesn't feel good, you know? Feel good now, training balance scale. Doing more work? Nah, doesn't feel good. You know, what matters the most is feeling good now. And I agree. Don't get me wrong. I still agree with that. I still think that if you manage to feel good all the time, you will attract good all the time. Now, here's my problem. And I think the problem that a lot of you might have, or at least that I have. And I think because I have it, some other people probably have it. And that is the problem of subconsciously wanting to work hard, or still subconsciously being programmed to all that David Goggins mode of you need to work hard, you need to work hard, you need to fucking go out there and be a fucking grinder. You need to work harder, work harder. You know, you think you're done, you're not done. Okay, so I'm still a little bit, my neural pathways are still back there a little bit. And so while consciously I was trying to avoid that, I was trying to avoid some discipline. I was trying to avoid, I kind of let go a little bit of my business. And I said, the world takes care of it. The universe will take care of it. The universe will deliver it. And I still do think it will deliver. But, it's kind of hard to have that full trust in the universe, this world, and build that trust in 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks of testing this. So for as much as I've already seen results of this working, what I put out, I get back feeling good, allows good things to happen in my life. So that is what made me realize, fuck, all that time that I spent working hard, if I just felt good while I was doing it, where would I be now? Okay? Where would I be now if I managed to keep my vibrations up while taking the actions that I already took in the past? But, what did I say there? Yeah, so now, what is the game plan? What am I going to do? I got to a point where I didn't have any structure in my life. And this was, bro, I'm telling you, a few days ago. This is so fresh that I wanted to make this video. I just got to a point where I didn't have any discipline no more. I got to a point where I was just trying to feel good. But deep down, my subconscious knew I was being a bitch. My subconscious knew that I could do more. My subconscious knew that, sure, maybe doing more, maybe sending out that email, maybe doing that call, maybe working on that ad, maybe that's not really the thing that will get me to the result. Maybe, training balance scale, maybe that's just 1% of it. But doing that action on a subconscious level puts me in a better state. Because when I go to bed at night, I'm not like, oh, fuck, I don't feel good because I didn't do my shit, but I'm just gonna feel good. No, when I do my shit, maybe it's not very nice on the spot. But when I get at night in my bed and I look back at my day, I'm like, fuck, man, I'm proud of myself. And so that, as a default, puts me in a good vibration. So, blissfully locked the fuck in is this new mindset that I'm adopting for the next, I don't know, for the next until it doesn't work, for the next until I find something better. And that is doing my stuff, doing what I'm supposed to do, having discipline, having a structure to my day, having non-negotiables. Doesn't matter how I feel, I will do anyways. And on top of that, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Feeling good all the time. In the high vibration, excitement. Christmas is tomorrow. Okay? So it's so exciting because now I can work hard if I want to. I'll do my stuff, that's for sure. I will do what I'm supposed to do. And I'm also feeling good, which means I won't feel bad about going to the beach one day as long as I finished all my work. So this is like a balance between work hard, no happiness, life sucks, you need to just work, no results, you're getting a little bit better, and just feel good now. 99% happens because of your thoughts, attitude, and whatever. Who's calling me? So, sorry, business partner there, lost my complete train of thoughts now. But yeah, I'm just gonna feel good and I'm gonna do my stuff. So now, for example, I'll give an example. I put some structure into my life. This morning, now every morning I wake up at the same time. Not at a time that feels good. Not everything needs to be comfortable. At the time that I want. I set the time 5 a.m. I wake up every morning. First thing, write down 10 things that I'm grateful for. Then go downstairs to the gym and eat the assault bike. The assault bike is like sometimes they call it the air bike. It's that one where you move your arms and your legs at the same time. So you got your cycling with your legs and then you have the arms that you move all the time. So I do 5 minutes of that with no music on to wake up. Okay? And after that, depends if it's a gym day or not, I hit the gym. And if it's not a gym day, I go for a run. And by 6 a.m., usually, I'm done with everything. Or 6:30, I'm done. And then I have my breakfast. And then I scheduled a block of work. Usually, for the past month or 2 months, I've been like, okay, when do I feel like working? I'll work. No. Now, if I say that I have a block of work from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m., it doesn't matter if I don't have anything to do. I'm going to work. I put a structure. It's a non-negotiable. Okay? So I started putting these small things. It's not much. I didn't say you have to work 8 hours a day. I didn't put that block, that non-negotiable. It wouldn't make sense. Training balance scale is still a thing. And in full honesty, I'm not trying to create a life where I have to work 12 hours a day. That is not life. I want to have time to hang out with my girlfriend that I will soon have because I put out that frequency, so it must happen. I want time to go to the beach. I want time to be with my friends. I want time to explore and enjoy my life. But I also want to attract all, and I don't mind working. And I am the kind of person, maybe because I've worked so much in the past year, over the past years, that I need to feel that I do get some fulfillment from just knowing that I've done my shit. So, you know, doesn't matter if I'm 20 now or I'll be 40. I think I'll still need to do some shit every day, and that shit might be a 2 hours work block. That's fine. I'll do it. Okay. So I don't even know why I did this video. An example of being structured is today I didn't have any video that I wanted to make. Because sometimes I'm like, who am I to speak about from these concepts? I'm just grasping them. And at the same time, I didn't want to talk about my agency because I just didn't want to talk about it. I'm just not motivated right now to talk about my agency. I'm working on it, but it's like I don't want to make another stupid video on how to get clients that everybody makes. So I was like, you know what? Yeah, I told myself that I was gonna post every Thursday, but fuck it, this week I'm just gonna skip because no. Okay, it's a non-negotiable. I decided that every Thursday I post, every Thursday I post. So yeah, maybe this video is not the best video ever. Maybe this video is boring as fuck. Maybe this video nobody watched it. But I did my shit. Man, you don't understand. I got my stuff done. And now tonight, when I'm going to sleep, I'm going to say, I got the work done. And I'm feeling good. So that means my vibration is high. I attract better things. And I also did my stuff. How good is that? How good is that? That solves all the problems. That solves most of the problems. Okay, so that was it for this video. A bit all over the place, but that's how we like it. So yeah, see you in the next one.